We can all agree that there are some things that never should have come back in fashion again. What you might not realise is that the same thing seems to be happening with the latest psychometric tests. Let's take a closer look at what psychometric tests used to look like 30 or 40 years ago. I have with me a list of questions that we legitimately used to ask people when they completed psychometric tests. I have a fear of being buried alive. I would rather be Dr. Crippen than Jack the Ripper. Who's Dr. Crippen? Am I meant to know who that is? I believe in the second coming of Christ. The sight of blood no longer excites me. It's hard to concentrate in a room full of mice. I doubt I would have even completed my job application if these were the kinds of questions that I was being asked. This is ridiculous. And the old cognitive ability tests weren't much better than this either. Imagine being a grown adult, being asked to complete number sequences and put together blocks and look for spelling errors, like you did when you were back in primary school. Lucky for me, my profession, and the general working population, in the 1970s and 1980s, this was improved dramatically, with great psychologists like Peter Saville and Roger Holdsworth making these kinds of psychometric tests much more job relevant. And in the early 2000s, Peter Saville improved on this even further. So instead of asking people questions like that, we started asking people completely job relevant things like, how do you work in a team? And how do you complete your work? Are you organised? And do you prefer to take the lead? What's really weird is that we seem to be going back in time again, with the very latest psychometric tests resembling those from 30 or 40 years ago, which I thought we'd already moved on from. And I really don't understand why. I asked you these questions for you to consider. Is new always new, and is it always better? Do you think candidates prefer completing tasks and answering questions that have very little to do with the kinds of jobs that they're actually applying for? And what kinds of tests do you think actually predict job performance better? I'd really like to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. That's all from me, until next time.